They followed the fate of children adopted into families where cancer was running in that family lineage. And we always say, oh, that's genetic. I go, the adopted child will get the same family cancer at the same probability as anybody else in the family. But the adopted child has totally different genetics. What was the point? The cancer wasn't derived from a gene. It was derived from downloading behavior that are in disharmonious state with our life. And that child downloaded this disharmonious behavior, and the consequence of that is a pathology. Disharmony, disease. That's what it's about. So it becomes important to recognize, number one, there's no gene that causes cancer. Yeah, but we call them oncogenes. I say they give you a propensity toward cancer, but they themselves don't cause the cancer. First, you have to be out of harmony. Then you engage a cancer gene, okay? So then the point about it is, well, then the cancer is a result of what? Disharmony in my consciousness. And then I say, so what do I want to do? Well, the unfortunate story carried over since 1920s and 30s is that cancer means that the cell went stupid. And you got stupid cancer cells. So if we kill the cancer cells, you won't have cancer. I go, well, that's a nice idea. Radiation, chemotherapy. I say, you're poisoning the system. I say, why? Because the cancer cells, I say, are the cancer cells the problem? And here it is. No, they're a symptom. That means your behavior is not in harmony with your health. And the cancer cells are expressing that disharmony through a disease. That if you change your consciousness, your environment, your habits, then you can change the environment and the cancer will go into remission. Killing the cancer cells is killing the messenger, not the message. The message is in your brain, but when you process that message in your body, then your brain is a messenger sending chemistry to create the cancer. You kill the cells. I say, you didn't change the messenger. You just killed the cells. And people don't get this. We have these embryonic stem cells in our body because they're there to replace the cells that are dying every day, hundreds of billions. Guess what? Chemotherapy and radiation do not distinguish between a stem cell, which you need for your health, and a cancer cell, which went crazy because of the environment that did that. You kill as many stem cells as you kill cancer cells, but simple point. Simple. If you're a healthy person and you did chemotherapy, you get sick. Go, well, Jesus, if you're a sick person in chemotherapy, you got sicker. That's what the point was. And the issue is we've been so misdirected because we have been blaming genes, which then says from our programming, which I was teaching, oh, the genes turn on and off and they control your life. And I go, that is 100% false. We know that now, new science, epigenetics. And I go, then my thoughts are shaping my life. And I go, 100%. And I go, so what's the point? Well, if you live in fear of cancer, what do you think the thought is? A simple point. The brain takes the picture in your mind and translates it into complementary chemistry. If the picture is love, you release all the wonderful love chemistry, the dopamine and the oxytocin, growth factors and all that. But if you have a picture of fear, you will release chemistry that complements the fear and will manifest the fear. So you can get cancer because you believe you can get cancer. Turns out 90% of cancer doesn't even have any genetic linkage. It just showed up. I go, do you mean just showed up? I go, no, it didn't show up. We programmed it without our awareness. And if you use the old understanding of science, that's the one that said, no, you had nothing to do with that. The genes did this. And I go, that's 100% false. Genes cannot turn on and off. You can turn them on and you can turn them off. And to me, this is the most critical thing because knowledge is power. Yep. Let me give you the same thing in a different way. A lack of knowledge is a lack of power. Your lack of understanding how genes are activated has disempowered you to believe that you are the victim when in fact you are the master of your genetics. But you didn't know it. Nobody told you.
Thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, why not subscribe? Here's a link to do that. And if you'd like to watch the full interview, you can find it at chrisbeatcancer.com. There's a link to it in the description right below this video.